You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
There we are.
Yep.
Disclaimer. Morning Crankers is not responsible for coffee snorts, keyboard drool, awkward public laughter, spontaneous twerking, or any texts you regret after listening. Side effects may include joy, confusion, and the realization that your sense of humor needs therapy. If symptoms persist, don't call us. We're not that kind of show. Now then, good morning, you half-awake, chaos-loving, life-on-hard mode, champions of Earth. This is Morning Crankers, the show that slaps harder than a grandma with a fly swatter. Jokes are fresh, filters are off, and dignity left the chat hours ago. So grab your caffeine, hug your poor decisions, and brace yourself for the ride. Welcome to Morning Crankers.
Oh, we had a wonderful, would you call that a mini vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I met a couple really cool people. I actually met a kid that is biking from Delaware to LA, trying to follow Route 66 as much as he can. Bad Man Biking on Instagram. And I talked to him for it was weird, 12:30 at night till 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was a long time, but it was really cool. I learned a lot. I think he learned a lot. Go check him out over on Instagram. Really cool kid. He's going across to show the inequality in America. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh man, he's probably like this super lib. And then I started talking to him, and he's a finance major in Philadelphia. And he's from London. And his inequality stuff that he was talking about, the access to banking for people to start businesses, which, you know me. I'm big into doing your own thing, being self-employed. I thought it was awesome. And it, completely took me by surprise.
Yeah, very awesome.
And you got to do some swimming.
Yep, we did some swimming. We went to an art festival.
Yeah, I want to talk about that as soon as we come back from that, because I want to talk about national days this week. It's National May Ray Day.
May Ray
Day.
I wonder what that means.
It's 3 May Ray Day. It's National Devil's Food Cake Day. National Roadie Day.
What's roadie?
Well, roadie, there's somebody that travels with the band and, does all the hard work, gets the amps out there and the drums set up. Yeah. They're not a guitar tech. They're not drum techs,
They're just set up.
Yeah, they're setup guys. They're like the people that are in love with the band that they're roadieing for. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's neat. Anyways, tomorrow, National Be a Millionaire Day.
Man, wouldn't that be nice?
Well, I mean, would it?
Being a millionaire?
Yeah, I mean,
you can have anything you need.
I've had money. I've had lots of money. I've had no money. I've been broke. Having money's better.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
Security.
It's security, and if you want to, you can usually, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of my rules for life. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yes.
It's also National Juice Slush Day.
Juice slush.
Yeah. Do you like slushies?
Yeah.
What's your favorite? Brandy slush?
No.
What is it, grape?
I'd probably have to say watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, if we sound a little off today, I started my day very, very early. I had my granddaughter run in, and I heard, Papa, come here. Papa, come here. That's how I woke up this morning, very, very early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I sound a little bit today, different today, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's also National Pick Strawberries Day, which we're a strawberry family, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
Do you like picking strawberries?
Yeah. I mean, I have a plant
You do.
that I got for Mother's Day that I pick them and eat them almost every day.
Yeah, I kind of feel like stealing one of them.
Go for it.
There's not that many on there, and I know you when it comes to strawberries.
Oh, okay. No. I love strawberries. It's one of my favorite fruits.
Yeah, it is. Strawberries are awesome, except for, strawberries hold more pesticides and bugs than almost any other fruit.
That's okay.
But they're so good. I mean,
well worth it.
It's also National Streaming Day tomorrow.
Streaming Day.
National Sugar Bee Apple Day. Yeah, are you a Sugar Bee Apple
Never
fan?
had them.
It's probably a new one. Like, how many different strands of apples do they have now?
A lot.
I'm a Honeycrisp guy.
I like Granny Smith.
Why?
They're so good. And then you add a little salt on them. Yum.
So, yeah, I can kind of see that. My personality's more like a Honeycrisp, crispy and fresh and
what are you
sweet.
saying? I'm a sourpuss or something?
Well, I was just going to compare it. Salty and sour. And,
oh, whatever.
It does. It's kind of like our personalities.
Uh-huh. Comparing us to apples now.
Emergency Medical Services for Children Day tomorrow.
It's a very important day.
Yeah, and then National Quiche Lorraine. I'm a huge quiche lover.
Yeah, me too.
No, okay, so the big question is, do green peppers belong in quiche?
Yes.
See, I think so. There's a lot of people.
Onions, green peppers, all the peppers.
Yeah, well, it's also National Rescue a Dog Day. So we had this weird thing happen. Our son goes to work, and he's doing a job, and he's in this neighborhood.
Last job of the day.
And he hears a nah. And he goes and he looks, and about like 6 feet down, and one of these things that let light into a basement window.
Window well.
It's a window well, yeah. There's a deer, baby deer.
Yeah, like little baby deer.
So, the homeowner came out and took a picture of it and, said, oh, well, I'm just going to leave it there. So my son, he calls the proper authorities, and the authorities are just like, well, just leave it. The homeowner, after it starts decomposing, they'll have to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my son has a heart. So he picked it up and guess what? Brought it to Mom and Pop's.
Yep.
It was really cool having a baby deer around for the hour and a half, 2 hours we had it here.
And then I found a rescue to take her.
Yeah, and the rescue lady came and got her.
Yeah.
And said, oh, she's doing really good. Her nose is wet. And she said, oh, it's 4 days old and blah, 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 blah. The mama was not around over there. Anyways, it turned out to be a good story because the baby deer is going to make it. Does it get to you that the DNR are kind of like heartless? Well, it's just a natural thing, and they're going to die. And, does that bother you?
Yeah, shame on them.
Yeah, it's just something about baby anything and then a baby deer. But this gal that came to pick up the baby deer, was rescue, not just for deer. She had, explain it.
She had skunks and coons and possums. In fact, she was in Springfield from 50 minutes away picking up a baby armadillo.
Armadillo and porcupines, probably.
She had fox,
coyote,
other deer. Yeah, she had a menagerie of things.
Yeah, I just want to shout her out. She's awesome. I don't know if she wants the name of her thing, so I'm not going to say the name of her thing, but it's people like you. I think she's a listener. It's people like that make a really big difference. I know that people have brought her hawks and owls, and she rehabs them, and then they're all okay. And I really, really, really like that.
We actually got an update on that baby today
We did.
that she is taking the bottle very well now, and she is doing fabulous. So kudos to them for putting their time and effort into rehabbing babies and injured animals, whatever it may be. They made it happen, and she'll be okay.
There's people like that in the Ozarks, in the Springfield area, and you feel just heartwarmed, like, oh, that's just the Ozarks. That, that stuff goes on. Kudos to her, because I see the other side of it too. Like the other type of people in the area.
Yeah.
I think this is in any big major metropolitan area. So you have the one that saves animals and baby animals and stuff like that. Now, I want you to listen. This is off a website called uscrimeradar.com. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
Okay, so you get to listen. You can listen literally anywhere. Like if your aunt in New Jersey calls and says, "Hey, this is going on in this street," you can literally type in Crime Radar and listen to what's going on. It's like a busybody site.
Yeah.
Okay, Springfield, Missouri, West Lynn Street. Okay, we won't say what it is. There's a medical emergency going on. What do you think was going on in the medical emergency?
Could be just about anything because, meth gets to people.
Southside Penny Jekyll being Jenny, a female who thinks that witches are going into her apartment ceiling.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
This gal, and I'm not saying what was going on because it says medical emergency. She called the police department to tell them that witches were flying into her ceiling.
I think she's smoking something.
Well, I don't even know. I mean, if it's the green, if it's if I said gone and then ended it with ja.
Yeah.
Do they make it that strong? I don't think that it comes
I
that
don't
strong.
know.
That you can see witches flying into your ceiling.
I don't know.
So we got the witch flying into the ceiling, people, and then we got the lady that takes care of animals. And, then we have the howler. We got Bigfoot.
Yeah.
We got a lot of crazy Marthas around. You know what I'm saying? It just, it is what it is.
They call them methanese.
Yeah, well, methanese, is that the term for them nowadays?
The cuckoos, yep, methanese.
Methanese. I think you made a new word. So as we went over to St. Louis, we visited our daughter, and what a wonderful time. She lives in a beautiful, beautiful, quaint town up there called Washington, right on the river. There's a lake there. I mean, beautiful downtown. We were walking on a cobblestone street downtown at an art fest. We went to an apothecary. We went to a old-fashioned candy store.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, there's ice cream stores down there. There's not like the taverns that you think of that would be down here. They weren't like that. Like possums running on the floor.
These were like fancy.
Yeah, well, fancy, but just, clean and they were playing really good music, that kind of thing. So we went there and we had a blast over there. But we did have one disturbing experience while we were over there. Why don't you tell the people about St. Louis style pizza? Because we're kind of pizza connoisseurs. So, I mean, we've had pizza in how many different states?
Quite a few.
A lot of different states. Because when you go somewhere, you got to try their burgers, their fish, and their pizza.
Yep.
Okay. Now, tell the people, the wonderful people, about the highest ranked. We didn't just pick some place. We went to the motel and we said, this place here has the highest ranked pizza in the area.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to order from. Tell them about St. Louis style pizza.
Ugh. It was disgusting. The cheese, they call it Provel.
Provel.
cheese.
Like imagine you take a bite of something you don't like and you're like, Provel. That's the name of the cheese, Provel.
Yeah, and it comes in singles, and they lay it over the top of the pizza.
Well, hang on. No. You're explaining it wrong. So you have the crust, and then you have the sauce, and then they put this cheese, kind of a cheese.
It's like
Like if you could imagine head cheese, mixed with Velveeta in really thin slices where if you laid it on top of it, it's like a gooey mess that doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
And then they put cheese over that cheese. And then they put the pepperoni or sausage or whatever you want. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give that place?
0.
Yeah. Well, my feelings exactly. So as we're sitting there, you, Roxy, you really love to gab. Like you have the gift of gab. You talk to everybody and anybody for hours.
Yeah.
So while you're talking to people, we meet St. Louis people. And they're like, oh, never, ever, ever, ever get a St. Louis style pizza.
Yeah.
They literally said that to us.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad. I mean, some people, maybe they have a hankering for it. I don't know, but I don't.
Yeah, not me either.
Like, is there any pizza anywhere that you've had that you would rather eat this pizza over that?
I'd rather make my own pizza.
No. I mean, I'm talking about, is there anything worse? Like, is there any other pizza that you would rather eat that pizza over eating that other pizza?
No.
None.
Even if I was starving, I'd find something else. Or I'd pull the cheese off and eat the crust.
Yeah, and when we called the place, I'm like, should we try a cheeseburger? And the lady literally said, they're just kind of but the pizza is just amazing. I mean, that's what she said, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we did.
It wasn't good at all.
No. Okay, I'm not trying to be hard on St. Louis pizza, but that Provo cheese, it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it was gross.
Now speaking of pizza, did you hear that pizza chains across the country are closing hundreds of stores?
No, which one?
Well, that's the thing. It's not just one. Papa John's said that by the end of 2026, it's going to close 300 underperforming restaurants.
Wow. They got good pizza.
Yeah, well, I think they do too. And then there's Pizza Hut, which I also, Pizza Hut to me is like above mid-grade, but, still not like, oh yeah, I get to go to Pizza Hut. It's like, we just got home. It's 9:00. Do you really want to cook? Hey, Pizza Hut's open.
Yeah.
That's where it sits for me.
It's just really greasy.
Which I like.
Yeah, I know you like. I do not like.
And they also have fairly decent wings.
Yeah, their wings are all right.
So anyways, but they're closing 250 stores.
I believe it. There's a lot that have already closed.
And then if you look, we've got Domino's. And they're closing 205 stores. Is that weird to you?
Yeah, very.
I mean, it is to me. I got weird stuff going on. You see, we start talking bad about pizza, and you see this stuff, how it just starts coming up like this?
Yep.
But anyways, I don't know. Is that a sign of the times? I mean, there's a lot of people right now that are, they're pizzaing it up.
Yeah, well, I sure hope they don't. I wish they'd bring Rockies here. I mean, there's not many left.
Rocky Rococo. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like that. See, I am a pizza connoisseur. Okay, I can eat thin crust, thick crust, Detroit crust. I mean, I'll try it all because I'm that good when it comes to pizza.
Just got to have really good sauce and good cheese.
Pizza, coffee, fish, burgers, cheese curds. What else?
Oh, that's the other thing we had while we were there.
Oh, yeah.
Cheese curds, and they were nasty, too.
Yeah, they said they were cheddar, but I think they were the Provo. I don't know what it was, but they weren't very good, I can tell you that. And then there is a pizza place on here that I've never heard of. It's a global pizza chain called North County Pizza Incorporated. And it, I guess, is really big out in California. It's filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Wow.
I mean, that's a lot of stuff. There's Smoking Monkey Pizza filed for Chapter 11.
Wonder why.
See, I really, really don't know. I don't know.
Maybe people are not buying pizza as much.
Well, you would think that, but if you go to a pizza restaurant and you actually go in there and sit down, you're going to wait.
True.
Just like a steakhouse, it's like a Texas Roadhouse. Do you remember when Texas Roadhouse, you'd get there and you got seated, within 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not like that anymore. You go to a Texas Roadhouse, it's 4 hours. And here, I don't know about everywhere, but here they don't take reservations.
No, they don't. And I mean, we actually they built a second Olive Garden because of the wait times.
Yeah. Olive Garden, by the way, I got to say, probably the best salad I've ever eaten in my life with that vinaigrette and that fresh cheese.
Yeah.
And what kind of cheese was that?
Good. That was
fresh Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Yeah. Way better than Provolone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even say
the
it.
The smell of Parmesan should be the smell of Provolone.
Yeah.
Stinky feet.
Yeah, well, it's pretty darn close, I can tell you that. So you've heard about the hantavirus.
Mm-hmm.
And, all the weird stuff that they're saying about hantavirus and, the boat that they had off to the side and, all that. What do you think? Do you think hantavirus is just another way for them to create something where it's going to make us obey?
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it is? Because, hantavirus is a real thing.
I think that the government spreads the stuff.
Well, I think governments and I think CIA and stuff like that. I watched a thing the other day where it was a World Economic Forum. And this douchebag goes on there and he says, humans are consuming too much meat. Did you see this?
Mm-mm.
And he's like, we've got to figure out a way to stop humans from eating too much meat. Guess what he suggested that the World Economic Forum do?
Kill off the people.
No. He found a more humane way. He said that they should release more ticks to spread alpha-gal so people get sick if they eat meat.
Ugh.
This is somebody that these rich bastards, and I shouldn't even say rich, the world-controlling a-holes that literally do have the power to buy, a truckload of Lone Star ticks that carry alpha-gal and distribute them across America. Probably work with the CIA to do stuff like that also.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And this is a true suggestion. This guy wasn't joking. This guy was literally saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we should just, release some of these ticks and alpha-gal will take care of it and we can get the world's population to quit eating meat.
Dumb.
Now, I think they should hang the bastard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm not joking.
Pretty much trying to kill us off.
See? People agree with me. They do. It is what it is. So we move from that and we think about hantavirus. Now, I want you to think about this. This is by Maeve Cullinan. Okay, Yahoo News. Hantavirus. Okay, this is on the Telegraph. Hantavirus may survive in human sperm for up to 6 years and cause a transmission risk.
Wow.
Hantavirus could remain in human semen for up to 6 years and has the potential for sexual transmission even after a person has recovered, according to a new peer-reviewed study.
Didn't they say Lyme disease does that too?
No, they said Lyme disease doesn't do that.
Doesn't do that.
Doesn't do that. But, I mean, you know what I mean? It says the discovery means male patients are likely to be advised to change their sexual practices as it happens with other viruses such as Ebola, which also survives in the sexual tract.
Funny you say that, because I seen today that Ebola is hitting the U.S. again.
Yeah, and again, in Africa, Ebola's making a comeback. As a matter of fact, what did you hear about it?
I just heard that it was back here again in the U.S.
And how does this happen? How does that happen?
People traveling or somebody bringing it and dropping it here for...
Well, I mean, it could be that, right?
I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just, there's something that doesn't add up to me about all this stuff. Hantavirus, Ebola, the meteorite that exploded over Cleveland, all this BS, and they expect us to believe it. Now, do we know exactly what's going on? No. But most Americans, at least, most Americans know that they're being lied to about 99.9% of the time. Mm-hmm. And the only time they're getting any truth is when they're spinning that little bitty kernel of a truth to make us believe the lie.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
I don't believe anything they say.
Like, how about this? A Russian ship sank in mysterious circumstances. It may have been carrying submarine nuclear reactors to North Korea. And this is from CNN. What do you think of that? Mm. And I mean, this ship sinks with nuclear reactors on it. Maybe. How did the ship sink? Do you really think they're going to put nuclear reactors on a ship that's not seaworthy?
No.
Do you really think that they don't know where it's headed?
Oh, they know.
Right. Or
they're just playing like they don't.
Or how about this? So Tulsi Gabbard is ordered by the president to release a bunch of files, from UFO files to MK Ultra, what they were doing to the American people. Okay. Do you think we live in a free society?
No.
Okay. Do you think that Tulsi Gabbard, after being ordered by the president to declassify things, is safe?
Probably not.
Do you know that the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, broke into her office and stole those records? That
I believe it.
Ordered by the President of the United States of America to release to the American people, and the CIA went in there and stole them?
I believe it.
And you know what? Nobody's in jail right now.
There is so much corruption in our government, police, judges, all of that. It's really disgusting.
I think the stuff that we think that we know, the stuff that we would be considered conspiracy theorists to say, I think about 90% of all that stuff is true. And I think there's about 60% of stuff that we don't even want to say that we think, because then you'll just be called a kook, like MK Ultra stuff, like they literally mind manipulate you and stuff like that. I think that it's proven that and I think that it's 100% real. And I think that if there was nothing to it, the CIA would have never went into Tulsi Gabbard's office and stole documents relating to that were supposed to be released to the American public.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I do. I mean, you don't hear hardly anything about DFS and their corruption anymore. Like, it was there for a minute and now it's gone.
Right. Literally gone.
I mean, it's all the time. And nobody ever goes to jail or prison for it. Nothing.
Well, and I mean, even if you do, there's not a lot of call for it. I'm looking on the New York Post, and there's a story. Over 200 Chicago area alleged criminals with ankle monitors are just gone.
Yeah, I seen that too.
They're AWOL.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think about that. 200 felony defendants with ankle monitors are just somewhere blowing in the wind.
Wow. Their ankle monitors don't work, obviously.
It says 8% of the people, the defendants out on electronic monitoring, are actively being searched for right now. Think about that.
Yeah. These probation officers that sit behind desks that are supposed to be monitoring their actions and stuff, how often do you think they go see them to make sure they're checking in? Same with, kids that are being abused, and they know they're being abused, but they hardly check in.
That's what those people hear. Nothing. Yeah, because nobody is catering to the average hardworking men and women of America. They're doing things like this in Dearborn, Michigan. They literally are taking down Crime Stoppers. You remember the Crime Stoppers neighborhood watch signs that they used to put up?
Yeah.
They're literally taking those signs down because the administration in Dearborn said that it is not inclusive to former criminals. Bleh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make you mad as just a regular tax-paying, hardworking American?
Yeah.
I mean, it does me. I don't know. I don't even know what to think anymore because this week it was like really crazy with stories that I, would have just literally never thought about or would have never entered my mind. And here they are. It's real. Okay, how about this? Here's some kind of good news. They found an 11,000 carat ruby in Myanmar.
Wow. Wonder how much that's worth.
I bet you it's worth a lot. But, they say that, and that's great. But they didn't say that it's happening in the middle of a civil war. So it was probably found by some kid.
Probably.
Child slave labor, that type of thing. And then now there's probably going to be big raids and big, wars over that 11,000 carat ruby. That just blows my mind. So think about this. An 11,000 carat ruby weighs 4.8 pounds. So almost 5-pound ruby they found in the town of Mogok.
Wow. That's a good size ruby.
Yeah, it's really. But the biggest one ever was found in 1996, and it was 21,450 carats, and it was 9.45 pounds.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wish there was more good stuff to report, but really all I've got to report is just the good time that we had over the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm very, very, very happy to say that I'm going to be a grandpa again.
Yep.
I'm very excited about that.
Yes.
I'm also really excited. Our daughter is getting married.
Yep.
To a wonderful guy. There's some guys that your kids, just people in general, I should say, that your kids date and you're like, yeah, they're okay. But then once in a while, you're like, man, I really do like that kid.
Yep.
And she got with that kid. I mean, she likes that kid. It's great. I feel kind of blessed. Do you?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyways, congratulations to them too. And then I want to say, one final story before we get out of here. Do you remember Bull on WKRP? The real tall, he was the guy in the courtroom that escorted everybody out, and it was the old show. It's like a sitcom. Okay, well, WKRP, that was a fictitious radio station. It was all, in there.
Mm-hmm.
A real, remember we just reported on this not too long ago that they were going to sell the call sign WKRP?
Yes.
Well, they did. And a real WKRP radio comes to Cincinnati.
Wow.
You know what?
That's pretty cool.
Think about that for a second. It's Night Court and WKRP. They were all right there in a row. I think that it's awesome. I'm very, very, very happy about it. And then plus, now I've been waiting for this for a long time, but the Dutton Ranch finally came out.
Yes.
Now, you really haven't watched it with me yet?
I wanted to watch it, but I think I crashed when you watched it.
That's the normal. Like I said, I do my due diligence to make sure that the listeners of this show get the best experience of me telling the truth about what they should be watching. And you're just kind of lazy.
No.
I feel like I'm the only one that cares what the Morning Crankers listeners actually hear about these shows. I think
you're full of bogus.
Okay, so how was the show? What happened in the last Marshalls?
I don't know. I don't watch Marshalls.
And I
Hey,
only...
we got different opinions on the movies.
Well, that's exactly right, and they deserve your opinion too.
Well, I didn't pick to talk about those.
Well, no, they need to know. You got to be in the know.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? They deserve it.
Speaking of, we still haven't gone to see Passenger.
Yeah, well, hey, it's on the to-do list, but when I got to play catch-up because I don't have any help watching these other shows to give them reports on.
Oh,
it cuts
that's
into
your
the passenger
excuse.
time.
You could be washing dishes.
I do that as well.
Not often.
I'm a handyman, I'm a dishwasher, I'm a chef, I'm a lover, I'm a comedian, I'm a show writer, I'm a podcaster, I'm a business runner. What else do you want me to do? Oh, I
Rub
shouldn't
my
have said
feet.
that. Yeah, well, I do that too. I'm a foot rubber. You know, they used to call me Foot Rubber Hanson.
Oh, whatever.
Folks, I want to thank you for being here today. I hope you have a great week. Enjoy yourself. I'm Hans.
I'm Roxy.
We'll see you next week.
Well, it's Hands and Roxy saying thanks for your ears. We've been sipping hot gossip, stirring up your day here. From the what were they thinking to the pop chart queens. We poked at all the headlines and the weird in between. Morning crackers, we're clocking out. Left lines deeper than the daily drought. Dumb crooks, strange looks, tales so absurd. We turned your daily chaos to a four-letter word.
Fun.
Morning crankers, last joke of the show. Till the sun comes back, we'll be ready to go. We had the oddball neighbors and the viral train wrecks. The hold my coffee heroes with the rubberneck checks. If the world's gone sideways, honey, don't lose heart. We're roasted in the morning like a brand new start. Morning crankers, we're clocking out. Left tracks tangled with your daily doubt. Dumb crooks, strange looks, tales so bizarre. We parked them in your brain like a late night bar.
Morning crankers.
That's our cue. Till the next hot mess, we'll be laughing with you. So it's bye from Hands and a wink from Rock. Stuff your week in a suitcase, toss it out with the socks. When life gets too serious, you know where to go. Back to Morning Crankers for the end of the show.